Hello friends, I am Professor Sanjay Akhade. Welcomes you all to my official YouTube channel Electronics Education. Now, through this channel, I am going to come in front of you with very exciting and interesting videos. So today, I am going to start a video series on PCB designing and tools used for PCB designing. So in this particular video, I am going to use a PCB designing tool eSIM. eSIM is a software developed by IIT Bombay. This particular software is also open source software. Using this software, we can generate a PCBs for given circuit, for circuit whatever we want to implement. Not only, but it also have facility to simulate the circuit. So from this particular video, I'm going to have three different videos. In first video today, we will see the introduction to the PCB. So before designing a PCB, we should know what are the different components of PCB and some introductory part about the PCB. So we will conduct in this particular video, and afterwards we will see step by step introduction to eSIM software. So let us begin. I have a very nice presentation with me which will speak about introduction to the PCBs. So I have this wonderful presentation with me. So what is PCB? PCB is a printed circuit board. Basically, PCB is a tool of electronics engineer which helps us to minimize the size of the circuit board. So basically, PCB is a non-conductive board on which we have a metal substrate deposited. This metal substrate will work as a connecting wires to connect different components. This particular concept of PCB is helpful to reduce the size of circuit board to a remarkable extent. Now, this presentation is basically very basic level presentation. So here the PCB is classified like single-sided PCB, double-sided PCB, and multi-layered PCB. So what is single-sided PCB? So here we have a diagrammatic representation of single-sided PCB. So this is an single-sided PCB with one substrate or insulating material on which a copper material or a metal conducting material layer is deposited. Similarly, we have a double-sided PCB. Here also we have a substrate, non-conducting material on both side of the substrate, that is this and this particular. So here on both side of the substrate we have a metal layer deposited. Similarly, we have multi-layered PCB. Now here the diagram itself indicates that multiple layers of metal conductors are implemented. 1, 2, 3 and 4 different layers. In between we have a substrate or non-conducting material 1, 2 and 3. So whenever we want to design a circuit for a very complicated circuit like motherboard or logic board of your television or logic board of your complex machinery, we can use multi-layered PCB. If we are a student or if we do PCB designing only for hobby, then single layered PCB is very sufficient, or sometime we can also implement double layered PCB. So mostly we are going to use single layered PCB. Now the types of the boards used for the PCB, we have a rigid board. So this particular part can indicate a rigid board PCB. Flex board, now we can see this is a polymer used for creating a substrate of PCB, so which is flexible in nature, so it is called flex circuit or a flexible circuit PCB. Similarly, we have rigid flex structure. So rigid and flexible both are combined together, which is also called as hybrid structure. So depends on the application, we will choose the particular board for manufacturing a PCB, designing a PCB. So mostly we can find rigid types of PCB everywhere. We have almost everywhere we are using these rigid types of PCB. But when we come to the application like keyboards or some moving parts of electronic components which needs to be connected with the logic board, we can find these flexible boards. Best example I know, in your mobile phones the different jacks, different connectors are with the help of created with the help of flexible PCBs. Even these flexible PCBs are used in your computer keyboards. Now what are different parts of PCB? So component, obviously we are designing PCB to mount the components. Pads, these are locations where components can be soldered or connected to the circuit. Tracks, these are physical metal wires to implemented to connect different component parts. Vias, so we will see vias in next slide. So via is a basically interesting concept. We will see it. Then we have top metal layer, bottom metal layer. So if we have a single layered PCB, we have only top metal layer, or which is generally called as bottom layer. For multiple layers we have top layer, multiple layer, intermediate layer, metal layers. So we have a variety of PCB types. So now these are components. So we can see these are different components. We have ICs, we have transistor regulator ICs, transistors, we have capacitors, different LEDs, the connectors. So all these components have leads. So now these leads can be inserted through PCB and soldered. Here we have example of a pad and tracks. Pad is nothing but a location or a place where we can place the leads of the component. So here we have two types of pads. We can say this is a pad without any hole, and here we have a pad with hole. Now basically here also we have a pad with hole. This hole is little bigger one. Here we have a circular small hole. So pad without holes can be used to solder SMD components, surface mount components, whereas such types of holes are known as through holes, and to solder through hole components we use these hole pads. Then we have tracks. Tracks are nothing but physical connecting wires used to connect the different pads of the circuit. So via, now basically via is a concept we are going to use for multi-layered PCB or double layer, even in double layered PCB also. So three types of vias are there. So let us see, this is an PCB with four different layers. One, this is second, third and fourth. So to have these four layers we have three different substrates, 1, 2 and 3. Now here we have three different types of via. One is called blind via. Now why this is called blind via? So if we want to connect, now basically via is a tool or mechanism used to have connection in between layers. So let us say this is layer number 1 and layer number 2. Now if these two layer wants to connect to each other, we can implement a via. Here layer number 2 and layer number 3 are connected through via. Here layer number 1, 2, 3 and 4, all layers are connected through a single wire. So first we have a blind wire. So only layer number 1 and layer number 2 wants to be connected. So a wire is created. Now why this wire is called blind wire? Because this is an physical hole basically, but if you observe that this particular hole is terminated at this particular point. Means what? If we see this particular wire from this particular point, you will see there is a blind spot within this wire. So this is called blind wire. Similarly we have buried wire. So for buried wire, let us say we want to create a wire to have interconnection between layer number 2 and layer number 3. So for layer number 1 and layer number 2, if you want to connect this, we will create a wire, but now this wire cannot be observed from this side or either from this side. So this particular wire remains hidden, remains buried in between PCB structure. So this is called buried wire. Similarly we have last type of wire, through hole wire. Now here this particular wire is utilized to connect the layers, layer number 1, layer number 2, layer number 3, layer number 4 together with each other. So if we observe from this particular point, you will found that this particular hole will be throughout the via. So this particular via is known as through hole via. Now let us move different packages of the components used. So we have two types of component, basically surface mount components and through hole components. So let us see what are these. Here this particular figure shows the surface mounted components. Now this is a component, basically it's a resistor which is mounted on a PCB. Now this PCB is utilized like this. Here we have a substrate and here we have a metal conductor. Now see, this metal conductor is, or metal conducting layer is placed at the bottom of the PCB, so it becomes a bottom layer. It does not have any top layer because it's a single sided PCB. Now these components leads are inserted through these holes, and now these leads can be soldered on these pads using soldering gun. So now these components are known as through hole components. Examples we have, so this is a potentiometer, this is a transistor, this is a package of a very familiar package we know. Such kind of package we can use for IC LM7805, which is voltage regulator IC. Here op-amp IC type of package is given, capacitor is given, resistor is given, diode is given, we have LED, we have jumper wire. So all these components are known as through hole components. Here we have SMD components. Now here we have capacitors, LEDs, a photo conducting type of memories. Then we have this is very common package we generally see, which is 8 pin with specification of LM358. It is nothing but an operational amplifier package. So now if you try to observe the leads of these packages, the leads are very small. Now let us consider this figure. Here we can see this is a component, this is an example of IC. Now its leads are just placed on a pad. So this particular part is a pad, and here we have a component's lead. So now leads are placed on a pad. Now instead of inserting leads into the pad, just leads are placed on the pad, and now both can be soldered together. Here is a track which will use to interconnect, or which will use to connect this particular component to another component as per the circuit is needed. But through this particular system we can come to the conclusion, or we can understand that SMD components lead cannot be inserted through a pad. Instead of that, we can solder the component lead on the pads itself. So now speaking something about substrate layer. Basically substrate layers are nothing but these are non-conducting materials. So broadly these are classified as a reinforced type of materials and inflammability type of material. So reinforced material means these particular material provides strength, and inflammability means the material should not catch fire due to overheating of the circuit. So basically whatever substrate we are using, the substrate have both reinforcement capabilities and inflammability capabilities also. Here we have some examples. So we have paper based glass, here we have fiberglass cloth based substrate, comprehensive epoxy material, composite epoxy materials, lamination multi-layered based glass. Okay, then we have special materials that can be used, flame proof materials, or there are different materials. Commonly we are using epoxy 4 resin as a PCB substrate. Now in most of the time whatever PCBs we are going to handle, being a student, for creating our projects or for creating our hobbies, so we are using PCBs with substrate with FR4 material only. Now what are different tools, what are different softwares used for PCB designing? So first we have open source or free softwares. So mostly we have a use of eSIM. So in this particular video series we are going to see eSIM software. Then we have KiCad, Express PCB, Design Spark, PCB, X circuit, FreeTeasing. uh, then we have Zenith PCB, TinyCAD. So there are a number of, if you go and Google for the open source PCB tools, you will get an very big list. Similarly, we have some proprietary and web-based softwares also. So proprietary means these are paid softwares. Well-known example of this paid software is CAD PCB. Then we have Eagle PCB. Then we have Protus. So mostly I have seen people are using these tools, which are paid one, for which we need to pay a very heavy amount. And similarly we have web-based softwares also, web-based tools also. So again, if you go on internet, you will find the complete list of these softwares. Now what are the designing steps to be followed in designing a PCB? So first of all, whatever circuit you are going to need is to be draw or preparation of the circuit. Then the most important thing, we should identify the components with its values. Next we have we should have to draw the circuit into the PCB designing platform. So in our videos we are going to use eSIM. So we will create a sketch with circuit that is designing for us to design the PCB. Then we should do the annotation process. Annotation is a process of giving names to the components. So all components should be connected, all components should be given proper names. Then we should have simulation. If we want, we can go for the simulation. As I already told you that eSIM is a software which also provides facility to simulate the circuit. Then we should map the footprints to the components. Footprints are nothing but the sizes and the shapes of the pads to be implemented on the PCB. So we will see it in upcoming video while designing the PCB. What are the footprints? Then insert the footprint into the PCB designing schematic window. So we have to insert those footprints. Then we have to draw a respective tracks. Now this track will interconnect the different PCB pads. And finally we can have the printout of the layout that we have prepared, or we can create a Gerber file, whatever as per our need. We can send this printout or Gerber file to the PCB manufacturing vendor, PCB manufacturing company. He will use your layout and he will print your layout on the PCB, and he can supply you. Or with the help of simple ink transfer technology, in ink transfer technique, we can also design and manufacture your PCB at your home. So I rest my presentation here. In upcoming video I will show you the introduction to eSIM software. So if you like my video, please like my channel, please subscribe my channel, and also hit the bell icon for getting notification about my upcoming videos. So thank you very much.